Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Boris, and I'm here with my first ever YouTube video on my UFC picks, y'all. I'm really one of the best ones in the game, bro. Like last year, it was a great success. It was my first year betting, super hard, and I went up positive, bro. I made more money than I lost more money. So I plan on doing that this year, but my strategy this year is a little different. Last year I was focused on like smaller parlays. That's cool, a couple hundred, maybe $1,000, $2,000 extra is cool. But I'm trying to make some life changing money, y'all. So with my parlays, I'm doing high risk, high reward this year. So what that means is a $25 bet, $50 bet turns into 20 bands, 10 bands, stuff like that. That's what I'm going for this year. If I could just do that once or twice a year, that's straight, man. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying? And to help fund those parlays, those big lottos, I'm gonna still place maybe one or two small bets like locks that I know are gonna hit to fund my big parlay. So I did that earlier this year. My first parlay that I placed it for $25 and it turned into $325. Okay? And now I can bet for weeks just based off that little one bet. But yeah, y'all, this is a good UFC card. All right, for a fight night, I mess with it. The main card's not that bad. Also, I want to mention that like I don't know every UFC fighter. There's so many of them. And I haven't been in this game for like 10 years. If I was, I'd probably know a little bit more. But I'm just gonna let y'all know which fighters I do know, and I'll give y'all my opinion on that. But without further ado, let's get it. All right, so uh, all right, so for the first fight that I'm gonna give my opinion on is we got Markel Maderos versus Landon Quiones. Quiones. I don't know how to pronounce it. But for this fight, I got Markel Maderos. His record looks better to me. He got a first round KO in the Dana White Contender Series against Isakov. So I think he can pull it off. Honestly, I have him as on my parlay. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so for the next one, we got Blake Builder versus Lee. Okay, for this one, I got Lee. The reason why I base my opinions based off ESPN. All right, I compare their records. I put a couple other things into play. I really look at like their record and their fight history. Okay, so if you look at Blake Builder, and he fought Shane Young. Okay, Shane Young that was cut from the UFC because he gets KO'd by everybody. He was on like a losing streak, and Blake Builder couldn't KO him. He went to decision with him. So that alone shows me that Lee is gonna win, y'all. Look, and if you look at Lee's resume, it's a lot more impressive than Builder's. So I got Lee in this one, and honestly, that would be a lock for me. If any fight is a lock, I feel like that one is. For the next one, Pete Rodriguez versus Gorimbo. All right, and I'm not sure, is Gorimbo the one that The Rock blessed with the house? He kind of looks like him. I'm not gonna lie, but I watched a couple UFC pick videos from other people, from other YouTubers, and almost everybody said Gorimbo. But if you look at Pete Rodriguez's record, he's 5-1, doesn't have much experience, but if you look at his resume, he's knocked out everybody in the first round, and he got knocked out by JDM. But that's not saying too much because JDM does have really good hands. And let's see, he knocked out. Let's see who he knocked out. Mike Jackson, 2-2. What? Yeah. I got Gorimbo on this one. I ain't gonna lie. I got Gorimbo. But Pete Rodriguez could get lucky with a random punch. All right, moving on. We got Charles Johnson, man. Charles Johnson, he's a veteran in the UFC, but he's on a losing streak right now. He lost to Chris Durden. He beat Jimmy Flick. but Jimmy Flick's not that good, man. So I'm going with the undefeated fighter, 17-0, Azat Maksum. You know, the record speaks for itself, and he's from Kazakhstan. You know, shout out Shavkat. Shavkat's gonna be middleweight champion. Just know that. Just know that. All right, so we got another good fight, man. We got another undefeated fighter, Aliyah versus Muhammad. So it's basically a rookie versus a veteran, okay? And this dude's from Russia. I don't know if he's from Dagestan. It looks like it, but this guy has a pretty good resume. He finished most of his fights. Doesn't go to decision too many times. But he is fighting a guy who has been in the UFC for a while. Let me see. He beat Barberena, which is not bad. Muradov has a big height advantage. Height doesn't really mean too much in the UFC, but I like to think it does. But in the past, I've bet on the taller fighter, and it does not mean anything. All right, for the main event, man, I believe that was the main event too, but this is where I started caring about these fights. So we got Randy Brown versus Muslim Salikov, okay? Randy Brown, he just doesn't put too much pressure. He's kind of like an Adesanya, doesn't put too much power behind his punches, kind of rangy, and he's fighting Muslim Salikov. So a lot of people picking Randy Brown, but honestly, I got Muslim Salikov. Reason why, he went to decision with Nicholas Dalby. Nicholas Dalby is no joke, okay? He also got knocked out by Jingling. He won a split decision versus Dos Santos. I feel like he's honestly fought the better guys, you know? Even though he's lost to some of the better guys, Randy Brown, if you look at him, he beat Turman. Turman is not that good. He got knocked subbed by JDM, and then beat Jared Gooden, went to split decision with Williams, you know, so I'm not very impressed with Randy Brown's resume. So for this one, Muslim is the underdog, so I'm going with Muslim. This is probably the best fight on the card. Renato Moicano, that boy, I love watching his YouTube videos. I love when UFC fighters have are YouTubers as well. But I'm going with my guy Drew Dober. He's finna hit him with that 1-2-3 piece. Look at that, man. Just look at his resume. Knocking out everybody. He got knocked out by Frevola, but Frevola is no joke. He's one of my favorite fighters. I like his personality, and he's got hands. But let's see here, man. Yeah, Drew Dober all the way. He's almost all my parlays. I'm really hoping he pulls it off. But it's going to be a hard one because Renato, he's real good at subbing people. Renato thinks he has better hands than Drew Dober. We'll see. Maybe he throws more volume, but I don't see him being more of a power puncher than Drew Dober. And then moving on to the main event, all right? Yo, a lot of people are going with Imavov, okay? But I get it. He's fast, yo. He throws a lot of volume. He'll throw like 10 punches in like 10 seconds. It's impressive. I was impressed when he fought Strickland. He did take the L, but he fought well. He did fight well. But honestly, I got Roman Dolidze. You know, he's with that calf slicer that he got on Hermanson. That was impressive, yo. If Roman can get it on the ground, he's getting this dub, all right? And I'm hoping if that doesn't happen, he can hit him with a quick 1-2 or just a quick 1. But Roman has knocked out some good people, man. If you look at it, Hermanson, that's a good one. I mean, Hermanson couldn't do anything because he was wrapped around like a little like anaconda. But Roman, he's a tough dude. He's definitely one of those top prospects. And I do see him finishing Imavov. And that pretty much wraps it up. Those are my predictions for this fight card. Join my Discord if you haven't. If you don't know, I have a free, 100% free Discord where I give my picks for absolutely free, y'all. I'm telling y'all, tap in. I have my track record in there, all my wins. So if you want just to join the Discord and see what I've been doing, you know, I've been putting y'all on some dubs. Feel free to join. The link will be in the description. Come join, talk UFC with me, man. I love talking in the chat with y'all. I love while the fights are going on. I love talking to y'all. So yeah, make sure to join. And if you did like the video at all, if you didn't like the video, comment why you didn't like the video. Leave a like and subscribe, please, y'all. Thank you.